Hello, 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 and once again, hello. To every listener, wherever you may find yourself, I just once again would like to say hello. I would definitely like to take a moment as we approach what is known in the month of November as Veterans Day. And just take a moment and just say, salute to all of you, wherever you may be serving and whatever you find yourself doing in the world today. Salute for those that have served as well as those that are presently serving as well. Um, Definitely, I would like to say to people also, if you have family members that are veterans that have recently gotten out, that during the holiday season may find themselves alone, reach out to them. I say that because this is probably a difficult time for a lot of people, but also it can be a difficult time for someone that is just getting out of the military and who hasn't quite put together all the pieces yet. There is a transitionary period there, which for some people takes a while. I'll be honest, it took me about 2 years to transition myself. And I've heard others that it has taken longer to transition and some even shorter time. So it's all about how prepared you may be when you make that transition, or sometimes it's just acclimating. Everyone doesn't acclimate the same once they get out. So it doesn't matter whether you did 2 years, whether you did 3 or 4. It's just a transition, and everyone has to get through it in order to be able to function in everyday life a little bit different than the life that they possibly had in the military. So once again, hats off to the veterans. If you have a family member, please check on them. One of the things I definitely have to touch on is, you know, there's a lot of pride that comes with having served, and sometimes the ability to reach out or say help is greatly suppressed, and even in a greater amount, by pride. So it's suppressed, one, just because you haven't served, you having served, I'm sorry, but also the fact that, you know, I think oftentimes people feel or believe just because you've served, you've been in the military, you should be able to get out and find a job, function, and life will just be. And in all honesty, it's not always that way for everyone. As I say, that that time for change, that transition directly from the military is not the same for everyone. So once again, if you have a family member, as we approach the holidays, please take a moment, reach out to them, check on them, go physically see them if you can, get on the phone, whatever is available to you. Again, just to go check on that first member, on that family member. There are two things I really want to get into today. And before I continue, I'm going to say, as always, I would like to take that moment to take that first breath. So let's take a quick second here, in a sense, and pause. We're going to take that first breath before we do anything else, and then we'll go on from there. Let's go ahead and take that first breath now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, this is that time of the year I think a lot of us are familiar with. We know we have experienced it before. We get excited, and as we get excited, what do? We just begin to look to buy gifts and do things that some of us don't normally do throughout the year. But hey, every once in a while we get that good bone in our body, and we just want to go out of our way and do awesome and great things for people. Some of us do it year round, but like I said, some of us don't. But no matter what, even if you have a mind to do it now and you've never done it before, it counts just as much. And that's the one thing we cannot do, is write people off for making effort, making change, and doing something different. That's one of the things that, I'll be honest, I'll say you just have to commend. And, like I said, it's better late than never. a change is a change, and I can accept that. With that being said, what I really want to dive into here is as we approach the holidays, as I said, we find ourselves thinking about, those that we have lost and that possibly, they're not here with us anymore. Some of us find family members that are very sick right now. And this is an ongoing thing in the process of the world, but it doesn't hit home until it hits your home, or no different than, hey, it could hit mine. We, we see something or someone that reminds us of that person. We may smell an aroma that puts us, back in the kitchen when we were very young, or in a house or a car. It could have been a grandmother, it could have been a grandfather, aunt, uncle, a favorite cousin, who knows? It was just someone that was close to you, that was dear to you, and at the same time, they meant a lot to you. And as I said, we may even just hear words or a song or music or a melody that once again puts us back in the presence of a memory with that person. And really what I want to get into is just a little bit now, just talking about it is, yeah, it's tough when they're no longer here, but it's just those particular moments that you cannot ignore, that you cannot forget. And, for some of us like me, I think about the holidays, with when my grandmother was around, and, some of the cooking and the family all getting together. Like, how many of us still have that really large family get together? You understand, like you used to have when you were younger, when you were, maybe 8, 9, 10, 12, however many years that it existed. Some don't have that anymore. Some have never had it. But just the point of being able to think about that. And don't worry, I'm not forgetting, what we're talking about right now, but I just want to talk about those memories, because those memories are the things that become very important sometimes. And we don't realize what we have when we have those memories. And as I said, it could be the point where, something reminds you of that person that's no longer here or no longer with you. And it could be a sound, it could be a smell, it could be numerous things. But the question is, what do you do with it when that happens? For some of us, you may find yourself feeling hurt and in pain, broken down, and you may not, you may go into a slump, you may go into a bit of depression, and it may take you a little while to come out of it. However, let me talk a little bit more about that, those memories, because I think those memories are far more important than we give credit to sometimes. So I'm going to talk about those memories. I want to talk about those memories because sometimes those memories are part of what shape us. Those memories are part of what, in a sense, help us to become the person that we are. And we may take them for granted at times and think because we no longer have the person here, we don't have them right beside us, or we can't pick up the phone and go call them, or we can't go visit them, that those memories don't matter, or we kind of, in a sense, we push them aside or we cast them aside. But sometimes you should pick those memories up. This used to be important, the importance, should I say, of photo albums or things of that nature that people may either still have or used to have. And some people don't, but what I'm really saying is the memories are more important than anything. So if you still remember the person, let's begin to talk about that. And I know, like I said, sometimes it may hurt, and it may be a painful situation with some, like even if some people may be listening right now, this could be a bit of pain, and it could be hurtful. And if you can't listen, I understand. But if you can, why not? Because if that person really meant something to you, if they were that important to you, why would you want to forget them? Why would you not want to remember them? Just because in the physical sense, they're not here. However, you still have the best part of them. And that's the part some people will never experience or know. That is an experience that some people will never have with them that you may have with them. And that is what you should learn to cherish. That is what you should think about sometimes, is that particular instance, those particular memories that you have. It's not so much as what everyone else has, it's what you have. That is something that is between you and them. And that's just how important it is. That's just how significant it is, because it's between you and them. And it's okay to have those reflections, of life, where you begin to think about things that you and, whomever it was, whatever you did. And if those reflections are, things that bring a smile to your face, that bring joy to your heart, why not think about them? And, why not even talk about them? I think that's one of the greatest things that, even as in my parents still being alive right now, is the opportunity to still talk to them, and to talk to them about things that I normally wouldn't, have an opportunity to have done if they weren't here. But so I say normal, but I know that's not normal. But the point of it is, some of these conversations we just don't have with our family sometimes. And that's kind of more of what I'm saying. So I'm still taking that opportunity as they're present to have those conversations. But if some of you did have those conversations, appreciate them. And don't forget, those were the opportunities that you had. And if you took them, that's awesome and that's great. And even if you didn't, it's even better just to sit around sometime with family and just to be able to talk about them. You understand? And that's when you get to have some of those conversations, even then, that you didn't, because you get to hear information that you may not have gotten to hear from them, but another family member did. And it allows you the opportunity to still learn more about someone that may not be here with you now, you understand, in the physical sense, but they are still with you. They're still in your thoughts. They're still in your heart, in your emotions, just when you think about them. And the fact that, like I said, they still bring a smile to your face just when you think about them, why not? And what I'm simply saying is, just don't forget them. Because when I talk about having the best part of them, those memories are everything. Because when you think about them, you understand, that means they're still here. When you talk about them, that means they're still here. They're still here. It's only when no one any longer says your name, when no one any longer thinks about you, when no one any longer talks about you, that's when you understand they're no longer here. But this is also a wake-up call to many of us that are here, you understand, in the sense of saying, are you creating those memories? Are you creating any memories? Because at the end of the day, you have family. At the beginning of the day, you have family. And no one is guaranteed to know the time, the day of when they may no longer be here. But why not take the time to appreciate the heck out of it right now with your family? Create those memories in the best way that you can. We have technology at our disposal. We can do FaceTime. We can do IMO. We can do WhatsApp. There are so many of them out there, just to go on and name. But all that I'm saying is, why don't you take a moment and utilize them? Google, voice, video, there are just so many. So why not? So yeah, maybe you can't hold them anymore. Maybe you can no longer physically see them, but if you have photos, you can. I know it changes things in a sense, but at the same time, let's go with what matters the most. And that's having the most important and the best part of them. All that I'm saying is, no matter in what you say and do, just don't forget what you have with them. That becomes the most important part. Your relationship, your memories, and your time. Now, the other important part that I wanted to talk about as well was just not to end and not mention this also. The month of November, if I remember correctly, this is Men's Awareness Month. So please, men, if you're out there, Women, if you're listening, some remind each other. Women remind the men, and men, if you remind other men. I'm saying this is what we take that moment for. Many that may not take the time to go do regularly scheduled visits, to go see a doctor. Why not? You know, if your health is wealth to you, if your health is life to you, if your health is important to you, you understand, and there are people that love you and concerned about you, why not take the measures you understand to prevent, if possible, anything that could be not right in your body, that could be wrong, that could harm you in a sense. Why not take those preventive measures? So definitely in the month of November, men, go get a checkup, go get seen. Don't steer away from it. Go get checked out. It may not be the thing that you want to do, but I could pretty much guarantee your family would want you to. If it could save your life, if it could keep you around just a while longer, why not? And by the way, men, it's that awareness month, so please don't shave either. With that being said, thank you all once again. I appreciate your time just for listening, wherever you are. Once again, I appreciate you all. And back again, I just have to say to the YouTubers, one more time, hey, there's a little work involved in this, but nevertheless, it gets easier as you go and the more you do it. And I believe that's the greater appreciation for it as well. So once again, thank you all. I appreciate you. And that is my time today. Please hit the subscribe button on your way out. Please tell a friend, share with someone. Just don't keep it to yourself. Don't be stingy. That is my time. So until next time.